Hi, and welcome to the podcast. This is going to be pretty much just an hour where we're going to sit around the table and tell dick jokes. I am Cory. I'm going to be your moderator tonight, and to my left, I have Trevor. Trevor, what's your major?
Hi, I am majoring in life because they don't teach that in school. I don't know, I didn't know we were doing that. I'm so caught off guard.
Maybe that's the point. Next up, we have Zach, my longtime good friend, and the one who could probably bury me with all of the dark secrets I have.
Yeah, that's for later. I'm Zach. I'm majoring in something less pretentious than Trevor.
How is that pretentious?
And next up, around the table, we have Kelly. Kelly, what's your major?
My major is dropping out of the military, getting a shitty retail job, and never going to school.
Wow. Yeah, and after Kelly here, we have Tyler. Tyler, what is your major?
I'm just here because I have nothing better to do on a Sunday.
Same.
That's why it's on Sundays. Alright, and next up, we have Tegan, who has to put up with my little brother on a daily basis. Tegan, how do you do it?
I really don't.
And after Tegan, Chris, another very old, very good friend of mine. Chris, what's your major?
I actually have a major in English.
I'm so glad we did all of this setup for the joke of I went to school.
Chris, what are you doing with that education now?
He's learning the language he was born knowing.
I mean, I don't think he innately knew it when he was born.
I mean,
Chris
You came out of the room and you're like, Mom.
I mean, to be fair, his first words were in English, so.
Alright, well, we're just going to jump right into it then. The first segment that we're going to be doing today is Weird News. So I got a story out of New Orleans. There's a man accused of a bomb threat, but he insists he just really had to poop.
Okay, this is one that I've actually heard of as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, isn't this the man who was going to a bathroom and was just like, I'm gonna blow it up, and
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh shit, it's a bomb?
His direct quote is, "Y'all about to close right now, because I'm about to get a bomb and blow this place up."
Yeah. Dude, every time you take a shit at your friend's place, the correct response is, excuse me, I'm about to go blow it up. And if any of my friends narked on me, they're like, this guy's a fucking bomb on him.
That's how you know who your real friends are.
Yeah, that's true.
The statement from the manager was, as jokes go, this one was really crappy.
I love how his attempt to be like, oh, this thing that everyone says, that's a bad joke, is to make maybe the worst dad joke I've seen somebody say in response to a bomb threat in my entire life.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. You're going to call the cops on this man. He probably went to jail for at least a little bit, because when you're like, oh no, I didn't have a bomb, I just really needed to shit, they're not going to believe you. and this guy just blows it off like, yeah, I guess that was a shitty thing to say. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this man?
Did he actually have a bomb, though?
No, he just really had to shit.
No, but he was a black man in the South, so they just
Oh, you see,
immediately went,
no,
well,
it's his fault.
it's his fault.
They took up the color palette of 3 shades of white, and they're like, definitely a bomb.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to the next segment. There are a lot of professions in this world. And there are a lot of professions that you really can't fuck up. But
beg
which
to differ.
profession do you really want to see the bloopers for? Trevor, we're going to start with you.
Hookers, obviously. There's this website called eFuck.
Oh god.
Just porn bloopers.
Oh no. It's not
It's
just
amazing.
I have an image from eFuck that Chris showed me burned in my head, which is of course a woman stepping on a man's testicle with the stiletto and the testicles
Pop.
bursting like a water balloon with just blood everywhere. And I can't look at a pair of like needlepoint, well also yes, but with needlepoint stilettos without going, that could puncture everything I hold dear. That could ruin my entire life. Also, don't go to eFuck. Go once, look up it only smells with a Z, and then never go eFucked again.
I'm just saying that because, like, one of my favorite... Okay, I guess not favorite.
One of my favorite hookers.
I had a friend come over. We were looking at fucking, like, weird shock videos or whatever. And back in the day, there was one called Cake Farts.
Oh.
And it had, like, a whole chain of websites.
Yeah.
One of them was called Pudding Farts.
Yeah.
And so we're watching these, and we're like, what the fuck? But anyway, we come across the pudding fart one, and the chick, like, sits in pudding, and then she, like, lifts her butt up, and she goes to fart, but then she shoots a little turd out. And that, because no other video up until that point had a turd. It was all just farting on food. That one, a little turd shot out, and we were on the floor dying from fucking laughter.
And you immediately went soft.
Funniest thing at the time, I don't know.
I think that the moral of that story is that you were watching porn with your friends.
Yeah, of course. Have you not?
No.
Really?
You
No,
haven't?
I have never watched porn with my friends.
Thanks to Chris and his friend Jonah, I definitely have. By the way, don't recommend. They're going to show you people stepping on testicles. Don't sign up for that.
Alright, Zach, which profession do you really want to see the bloopers for?
I think I really want to see the bloopers from, like, the Blue Angels, like, stunt flyers. I really want to see the one where they're flying, like, belly-to-belly planes and, like, the wingtips are touching and they just, like, tip the other one too hard and just watch the other plane as it falls to the ground while the guy's going, fucking Jerry, the whole time. That's what I want to see. The stunt flyers' point of view as they just, like, are forced into the ground because their friend also doesn't know how to fly.
Kelly, what bloopers do you really want to see?
I would usually say president. I think that'd be hilarious, but we have Trump's entire Twitter feed. We have him not able to close an umbrella. We have him walking upstairs with toilet paper stuck to his shoes, so it's already done.
Yeah.
It's not as fun anymore.
So which one? You haven't answered the question. I
Window
saw you.
washer.
There we go.
Window washer.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see him fall. I want to see how it happens.
Just the sound of that splat.
Do you know what, Trevor? I take it back. Yours is pretty good.
Right?
Mine and Kelly's are both.
I want to watch people
die.
die.
I want to see the light as it
Like,
goes
I
out
just
from
want to
their
see
eyes.
somebody poop by accident.
I want to see a man fall onto other people and multiple people die. I take everything back.
You see, we're really focused on death here, and I kind of want to go for the slow burn. I really want to see a mortician fuck up. I don't know exactly how. Wrong body, wrong funeral, open casket, closed casket.
Oh no, they were alive.
But I really want to see this unveiling in clown makeup or some shit for some nun, and then everyone's like, oh, that wasn't Jeremy the clown. It's like, no. My bad, sorry.
But in that situation, do you get really mad, or do you just, like, play along with it? Like,
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh. As the mortician, you just start going, no, I saw this.
No.
I saw the secret will.
as the people attending the funeral, do you go along with it?
Oh, no, it just turns into you turning around to the mortician and just screaming as loud as you can, what have you done to my grandmother? It doesn't matter who died. You just have to say grandmother.
Alright, Teen.
I'm gonna have to go along with what you said, but, like, the people who do the makeup for that, like, imagine just going the complete opposite way and doing, like, clown-ass makeup. Just the way it, oh my god. They look terrible.
The one where they accidentally stitch the eyes open. That'll get to you.
Wide open.
Chris, what profession do you really want to see bloopers for?
I want to see delivery room bloopers.
Just a baby hitting the floor.
Every time we go around the table, we're just waiting for Chris's good answer. That's all we're waiting for.
Chris really just wants to see babies being born.
Oh,
We've learned
Anything
anything.
but story.
That's it.
Do I tell the story now? Or
You
do I
can tell
wait?
the story.
Oh,
Go
okay.
for it, dude.
So, I'm in school currently, and one of my teachers, he knew a guy whose last name was Stillborn, And so when his wife was having their kid, he walked into the what's the baby place called? Not the delivery, not like the delivery room, but whatever the
maternity
ward. Yeah, the
ward?
maternity ward.
Ovary?
The baby.
The
uterus?
ovaries. He walked into the uterus.
What do we have going on here?
Oh yeah, so he goes to the maternity ward and he talks to the nurse. He's like, "Yeah, I'm here to see the stillborn baby." And she gave him a look like, I don't know if we can show that.
He's like, you want this?
My
20
last
bucks.
name is stillborn.
Here's my question: names like that, you're named after what you do or what your father did.
Yeah.
So, who the fuck's dad? It's just what's the most accomplished thing he did? He was born dead. I know. No one to tell you that.
But then he came back,
But
so
he
that's
came back,
quite
so
the accomplishment.
yeah, but that's it. That's all that man did. He's a stillborn. I know. Then he came back, and now he's dead again. Like it's how things work.
Alright, so we're going to move on to the next segment. This segment is actually going to be run by Zach. We're going to go for Would You Rather?
All right, somebody give me a number between 1 and 5.
12.
That's not 1 and 5.
4.
4.
69.
All right, no, I get it. It's the sex number.
Nice.
All right, so, all right.
Fucking got him, dude.
So, would you rather have a child
No.
made out of pee, or pee made out of children?
Like
Just
the
a
food or like piss?
piss.
Oh.
Would you rather have a child made out of piss or piss children? Like in a long, like
Is the piss child sentient?
Yeah, the piss child is sentient.
How does it keep its shape?
It's like Sandman.
Is the
Like it can
child
pull
piss
itself
sentient?
together, but if you dropped it into a pool of piss, it could consume the piss to become uber child.
What if I just threw it in the lake?
I've seen Spider-Man 3. Eventually it comes out as watery piss and then turns back into regular piss and comes back for revenge.
How long does that take?
I don't know, like 3 days.
Oh, it's easy. Just throw it in the lake.
But
I'm sorry.
it's a
I-
sentient child.
If
I've
I
had
pee the
family
babies,
that
would
have
the babies be
suffered through
sentient?
some sweet stones they've had to piss out. I'm not pissing out of children.
No. No,
That's
no.
true, yeah.
No,
Is it
no,
a
no,
bunch
no.
of little children? Like
No.
little?
Like it's like if you took a
Like
person
gummy bear size?
and blended them,
Oh.
and then it congealed into like a rope. You're pissing out just a rope
So,
of
like-
child.
Alright, any
Human
baby I have is
sausage?
going down the toilet anyway,
Like-
so I'm gonna go with peeing children.
Yeah, like it's like silly string. You're just pissing out silly string
I'm
made
okay
of
with
children.
But I could just pee into condoms and sell them as hot dogs.
You could. That is a good point.
Please unsay that somehow.
How do I
Try to
delete
imagine
someone
that,
else's
like-
comment?
No, you could piss, wait for it to dry, sell it as fish food. You could piss. You could open up some kind of weird cannibal restaurant because no one died.
But,
So it's
I
not
mean,
illegal.
Technically, people shouldn't know what other people taste like,
Why?
and if they do,
Wait, why do you
I
think it's going to
mean-
give them the food lust and they're just going to go, everyone's food, like they didn't know it before?
I think on average,
Why does this
People
hot
people
dog
have
taste
not
like people?
eaten people, right? So
Right.
they don't know it tastes like people.
No, but
I
you
mean,
just tell
wait.
them.
We
You
do
just
have to clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Do we consider children as people?
No, because
Good
here's the
question.
Not if it's blended in my inside.
thing. True. Also, the piss child is 5, so you're past all that, like, shitty...
Oh, but then I want him.
He's all blended up.
No.
Just keep him
No,
as
no,
a
no.
peach.
No, not
Oh, pea child.
okay, so there's pea child, and then we're gonna just dub the other one
Peach child. Like,
child pea.
Be
alright?
careful where you go with that.
Yeah,
Pea child or child pea?
yeah.
Yeah.
That seems pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah. I'm going pea child.
Because
Okay,
Honestly,
so
because then I get to have a child, but he's different, and he could also possibly be a superhero.
no, he's also a legitimate superhero.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, I'm
you
definitely going
smell
pea
like
child.
piss all the fucking
And you'd have to
time.
have a child.
But is he
Yeah,
hiding?
but he's
True.
a-
You still have
That's
to
like the
raise
one
it.
But
thing.
he's already 5.
So you're done with the shitty
They're-
part.
they're
You're done
kinda-
with the shitty parts.
Does it look
My
like
dad
a child or
says
is
the
it just
shitty
like
part
a
isn't done
blob?
until
of
It
pee
is
with
it
arms
is
and
human shaped.
like
Can he go to
floating?
school?
kind of.
He
What the fuck?
yeah, he's a kid. He
Goes
can
to
still go to
school.
school.
Is he
He
outcasted
get
by
made
his
fun
peers?
of.
Yeah, but then he drowns them in their own piss. So I mean,
wait, where does he?
I
Get
like
their
this
piss
kid.
from?
Well, he goes in for a hug, and then his piss goes up into their bladder and sucks their piss out, making him stronger, and then he drowns them with it. I don't know. Why is this so hard for you to understand?
Is that his only superpower?
Being made of piss, yeah.
Piss manipulation.
I just expected more.
Sorry, piss and piss manipulation. He can also, I guess, he can also change his color to clear or really dark yellow. So I guess that's limited invisibility.
Oh, and he can shrink his size to move through tubes.
Oh yeah, because it's like Sandman. Only one molecule of the piss has the sentience. The rest is just extra piss.
I think I
So
could rob
what
a
you're
bank
telling
with
me
that.
is there's a way to make them really small.
Real small. You could put them in your pocket, but it's a wet
Aw, that'd
spot.
be cute.
I definitely
You're
want
making-
P-Child now.
Yeah, you're making the child sound
Just
really
put him in a little
appetizing.
fish tank, he'll be fine.
if you piss,
Did you just say appetizing?
What?
yeah, they're both appetizing if you think about it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, think about the killing that piss kid would make in the German porn industry.
Oh my god.
God, ignoring everything
He'd be able to
else.
buy me a house.
Yeah, he'd be able to buy everyone a house. All right, so we'll go around the table. We will start with our moderator, Cory.
I'm gonna go P-Child. That sounds fucking sweet.
P-Child, Trevor.
Because you made him more of a superhero P-Child.
All right, I'm also going to go P-Child.
I'm gonna go P-Child.
You're not going to go Child P?
I think I could rob a bank with P-Child.
Yeah, but then you're teaching a child to do evil.
I'm fine.
And one day he will turn against you.
That does not bother me.
Okay, fair enough.
Rule
This
of
one
two.
was really easy, Zach. It's P-Child.
It is P-Child, right?
I like P-Child.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
it's-
cutie.
It's P-Child, right?
Yeah.
Like, not all would you rather's or thinkers.
Zach,
Some of
I
them
thought
just
you were
aren't.
supposed to be good at this.
I am good at this. Corey's last question that he did with this, we answered in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we moved on. At least we had a conversation about
Hold
why
on.
P-Child.
No.
What
Everybody
last question?
answered.
I don't remember this one.
Everybody
Oh.
answered it in 30 seconds. And then
Oh, yeah.
everyone argued with me about
Oh, yeah.
my answer
Yeah,
for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, Corey's an idiot, and one of them is like, would you rather have the smell of pee or
No, poop
in your
stuck
head,
in your nose permanently.
or
have to eat 3 hot dogs before you're allowed to eat or drink anything else in a day.
oh, I wonder, free food that manifests from nowhere, or smell shit all the time? Oh, what a hard
You
one.
wake up in the morning.
So
You wake up in the morning, and your
Corey.
mouth is dry as
Corey,
shit.
you already lost this one.
You have to
are-
eat 3 hot dogs before you can have a
here's
glass
the
of
thing.
water.
Here's the thing. You said, oh, it's dry as shit, but you also didn't. You made it clear that I didn't have to eat a hot dog bun, so I can just lube them up with water and fire them down there.
You also said we could use condiments.
You also said we could use condiments.
Yeah, that's my first
You also
say.
said they manifest from anywhere, as do the condiments. And basically, they keep manifesting until I eat them if I clear the plate. So it turned into, why wouldn't I just hold the plate over a vat and sell hot dogs? With my infinite supply of free hot dogs. It's not a hard question. At least with P-Child, you had to run through the thing of, do I want a child? Would I rather piss human remains? Like, at least there's something there.
Fair enough.
that.
Fair enough. All right.
Don't you,
I'm just trying to-
Tyler, don't you ever come into my house and disrespect me in front of my wife.
I'm just trying to picture now some man unaware of this new change happening in his life just goes to take a big old piss and just blood and
ribbons.
ground up ribbons of flesh.
Oh,
just-
yeah.
It's second puberty.
Well, for you.
Well, not for us.
Also, Kelly, I've talked to a lot of women. This might be the first time I've heard that puberty starts with you pissing a child out. You might need to talk to someone about that.
Puberty, second.
Oh, sorry, it gets worse every time. Third puberty is once a month. A grown adult just claws its way out of your uterine walls.
Had a grown adult
Here's
claws
Johnny.
way in, claws way out.
Okay, next segment, please.
All right. So we're gonna go on to the next segment. Tell me a story.
I had a story, and as soon as you said this, it's gone.
I have a shitty story to buy time for everyone else.
Oh,
nice.
Thank you,
our
Tyler.
savior.
I might have been almost mugged the other day, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to my girlfriend's house. Someone's waiting at the terminal, and some dude comes up, and he's like,
The bus terminal.
"Hey, buddy, you want? Can I show you something cool?" I was like, "I'm just gonna ignore this dude. I have my headphones in." Doesn't work. He waves at me. He's like, "Can I show you something cool?" I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Just come with me over there." And he points to literally the darkest corner on the street, away from all the traffic.
He wanted to show you his dong. I know.
And I was like, No, I'm good, dude. He's like, oh, come on, bro. I just want to show you this over there.
Bro.
And I'm just going to hang out here with all these people, man. And then he told me to fuck off and all that fun stuff.
Oh,
and I'm
nice.
trying to figure out the mindset of why did he think this would work? Or has this worked on anyone else? Did he get some other idiot to go, yeah, dude, I'd love to see something cool. I'll go to that spot where there's no one else over there behind a corner where I can get my shit robbed?
Yeah.
Or do I get shanked? Or maybe a beach?
Are you going to show me the time of my life?
Or
We're
make me
gonna show-
fear for my life.
50-50 chance. I mean, you should take it next time.
No.
But here's the thing: some people do absolutely fall for that.
That's so
Because
sad.
I definitely fell for that.
Cory.
Wait.
Story
Did
time.
he whip out his dong?
No. It was a non-penis
So it was
situation.
Bad
point?
situation.
It was a definitely, hey, I want all your money and your phone that you just bought 2 hours ago. I was 15. I got on a bus, and I went and sat at the back of the bus, and I had my new phone out.
Cory, just because you're not white, you don't have to sit at the back of the bus. They allow you to move up.
And so this guy comes and sits right next to me, and he's real sketchy looking. So he comes and sits right beside me, and starts asking me about my phone and everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, and start giving him some I just start talking about it, and he's like, yo, do you smoke weed? And I was like, yeah, I'm 15. I smoke weed all the time. And so he's like, yeah, man, I'll sell you some weed if you want to buy some weed. When we get to the train station, just come for a walk with me. And I'm like, sure, sketchy dude.
I'll sell you weed even if you don't want to buy weed. Take my weed.
Here.
Take it.
So I go with him to this sketchy, dark alley in a very bad neighborhood. And as soon as we get away from the main road, I'm pushed up against a pole. And I put my arms around it while he just takes all my shit and walks away. I'm like, okay, cool.
Corey, how many times have you gotten mugged in your
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be
Me
fair, like
too.
we've all seen you when you were 15. I rob you when you were
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. I was like maybe 4'9".
Yeah, I almost did in high school. And then he went, oh man, I also love Diablo too. And I went, oh, well,
Yeah.
Friends for life.
friends for life.
Yeah. And now we're here making a shitty podcast in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Zach, you got a cool story for us?
Yeah, okay. So I was friends with Cory in high school. And so this one time, Cory came over to a party at my house when my dad wasn't home, and we got really drunk. Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is a good one.
We were no,
hot in here.
not that part. The secondary part of it, not the part where I choke slammed you into a couch because you wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Not that part. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cory wanted to. So Cory and I were several beers in. I was
We're like 18.
I was 18. We were playing.
Several.
We were playing Wizard Staff, which is a great game where you tape the previous can to the can you're drinking now to create a big wizard staff. So you walk around because it encourages you to drink. Because whoever has the most at the end of the night without it ripping wins. And Cory wanted to leave at 3 a.m. to longboard 35 minutes home, 16 beers in. So he got up to leave instead of sleeping, so I choke slammed him onto the couch. But that's not the story. The story is, prior to this, there were about 6 of us, and we all sang Bohemian Rhapsody on the porch. Really, really loud. At midnight on a Wednesday? Which is not peak Bohemian Rhapsody singing time.
Why is it not though?
That's a good point. Later I found out, and this is the fun part of the story for me, every single neighbor in about a 3-house radius did call the cops for a noise complaint. Because we're really bad at singing, it turns out, when we're 18 beers in. So the next day I had the cops roll up and go, hello. We got several noise complaints. We hear you were singing very loudly, and also you're 17. And I went, oh, yes, well, very interesting about that, officer. Oops.
Sorry.
And I was a 17-year-old white guy, so the cops went, very well, and left. Which is the important part of this story.
Yeah. I actually didn't know that about the police.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. Several noise complaints. It just turned into... All right, fair enough. Very good, officer.
All right, and Chris, do you have a story for us?
I do. So way back when, me and some friends got together to record a podcast.
Nice.
Oh.
Say it.
So long ago.
Many moons ago, the Earth was young.
So we recorded about 2 hours, or for about 2 hours, and lo and behold, not a single word of it was ever recorded.
Oh man.
I am a good producer.
Man, what kind of fucking dumbass, stupid piece of shit idiot would forget to hit record?
That seems very frustrating, Chris. I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah,
Totally unrelated to this podcast. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, definitely wasn't this podcast. We definitely didn't have like 2 hours of like really good fucking content either.
Nope.
This
Yeah.
definitely wasn't a week ago. Tensions definitely aren't high. Corey didn't have to pay us all to come back.
You guys got paid?
Here we go. Free drinks. Please come.
Anyone want some cream soda?
Hey, that was me. That wasn't even.
Yeah,
Corey.
that wasn't even me.
Corey
I
didn't
didn't
do
even
anything.
provide free drinks.
The host, right?
All right, so now that everyone's done bashing me, we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is insult Cory.
Nice.
So you guys are gonna get to go around in a circle and just fucking have at her. There's just so much. So much.
I've already dipped into this well too much, though. I think it's dry. I don't think there's anything I can say that I haven't already said.
Definitely something.
Where do you get off?
In my room.
Who the hell do you think you are? Don't you know who I am? I want to talk to your manager.
I don't know, Corey. I've
Message
never been.
me on Facebook. Expect me to come over and talk for you?
I've never been good at roasting people to their face. Only after they've left.
It's fine. Corey's good at taking roast from behind, anyways.
Oh. Bow, bow, bow.
Starting
We
early.
really
Get the
need
air
an
horn.
app.
We
need an
really,
app for
really
that.
need a hip-hop air
Someone
horn app.
download
Just
it. What's
download
it
like
called?
an MP3 and just place
I'll
it in
edit
there.
it. I'll edit it in there.
Let's be
Magic.
real.
He
You
won't. He
won't.
won't.
Alright, who's gonna take a shot?
I can't.
Here's
I
the
don't
thing,
know you
this is
well
a
enough to,
visual
really,
gag.
dig in there.
Yeah.
And a
Cory has a
non-visual me.
stupid face.
Corey,
Well-
why can you never be on time for anything?
Oh,
That's
I can't even fight that one
No,
because it's actually like very
Happened
true.
this morning.
It happens every morning.
What happened this morning?
He was late. I don't.
Get to buzzing.
Chris,
but,
I
you know, like every
Chris, I
time.
don't know how much of this story you're missing. Why are you always late like this morning? Wait, what happened? He was late.
What was he late for?
We had to go to my mom's
And baking peanut
and
brittle.
bake peanut brittle and cookies and stuff. And they had to call me multiple times and then buzz
Yeah,
a
Mom.
couple of times before I finally woke up and I just like pressed the talk button on the intercom and was like, yeah, I'll be down in a second, and then took another 10 minutes to actually get down there. Yeah.
Miles and I were in the car, and he's like, I was like, yeah, Corey said like he's just finishing up, like he's just throwing his clothes on. Miles was like, what the fuck? Like, takes him 10 minutes to put his arm through the fucking hole. Like, come on, hurry up! I'm like,
See, the problem was I definitely had a bit to drink last night, and when I
Oh
did,
wait, what?
Corey.
Hold on.
You?
Corey, what
look at
happened?
the hat he's fucking
Yeah,
wearing.
I'm gonna take my turn
Also-
for insult Cory. You fucking alcoholic.
I definitely had a little bit to drink last night, and after I sent you the text being like, yeah, I'm just about to come down, I had a wave of just like pure nausea hit me,
Oh.
and I just sat on my bedroom floor for about 2 minutes just being like, do I tell them I can't come? I'm gonna fucking
They're
throw
at
up.
my fucking
They're
door.
at my door, and I can't do this right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I did it, and we had a wonderful afternoon with my mother.
And now I can make peanut brittle like coming out of my ass. I know what to fucking do.
Wait a minute.
And
I
then
like how you
Actually,
slowly
you
got
know,
quieter with that.
Shards of peanut butter just firing out of my ass.
Where do you think the bag came
Oh.
from? Look.
Miles just like,
Nice.
Honestly, Miles is the type of person who would just be like, free peanut brittle?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't be too.
You're like, but you have to go through terrible pain for a couple minutes while you're doing it, but I get free peanut
He
brittle.
wouldn't care.
How do you get the blood off the peanut brittle? Asking for a friend.
Just
You
like
don't.
wipe it off. It's more flavor.
I don't know, Corey. I don't have any good insults for you because they're all like either A, stuff that people listening won't know about, or B, like weirdly personal stuff.
That hurts.
Get
That
personal.
cuts
Yeah,
deep.
person.
All right, Corey.
If I cry, that's a
It's
good
better.
thing.
Okay, all right.
Just kidding.
Hey, listening audience, let me get real with you here for a second.
Oh boy.
Corey has a penis like a tuna can, about as wide and about as long.
Are you gonna start talking shit about my dick?
Immediately.
just because one girlfriend talked to you?
Multiple
She's
girlfriends
lying,
have
okay?
confirmed.
I have sources.
I have sources. I can find them on Facebook. Just you wait.
I mean, I got no complaints.
I mean, that's not true, and you know it.
Mr. Tuna Can is a good buddy.
I'm still trying to figure out how this works. Is it like
It's like,
this?
yeah. Okay,
And like that?
okay.
No, not that.
Once
I
again,
just don't want to think about
First
it.
of all,
he's doing things with his hands you can't see.
I'm
Okay.
making a big circle with my hand that
Yeah.
is about an inch long.
Yeah, that's about right.
How would that work though?
It's like a mushroom cap.
You
But no
rub
stem.
it against.
but
I
really,
thought all
really,
dicks
really,
are kind
like
of
really
just
thick
the
though.
tip.
Real
Like-
thick though.
You just rub it against it.
Yeah.
Like no penetration hat. It's just friction. That's it.
I mean, you can hear from my voice that this is true.
Also tiny balls. That's what you can hear from the voice. Little tiny balls. Haven't come out all the way. We thought for a long time Corey had an ovary. It's a whole thing.
My family told me for freaking years that I had a dead ovary in my body, but it was always a half joke. So I never knew whether or not to take it seriously.
He went to a doctor to find out. he wasted time and Canadian tax dollars to go to a doctor and say, my family's mean. Do I have ovary?
Yo, I can still see them fucking doing that though. That's so mean.
But he did. He went to them and went, do I have ovary? And then they went, no. He came back and said, I don't have an ovary. And his family all turned to him and went, yeah.
Corey, what age was this?
Like 16.
Like 16, yeah.
What the fuck?
But they've been fucking with me since I was like 10. Like,
That's
for
fair.
real, like since I was really, really
Is
young.
this
Who was
abuse?
this?
No.
Just
This is like,
let's do this.
this is slow burn gaslighting.
Yeah, it's like when parents tell you something that's very clearly wrong and you just believe it because
Yeah.
you don't know any better.
Yeah, but-
And then they're like, ah, look at this fucking retard.
The difference is you can only pull that shit on a child up until they're like 6, and then they go to school and they're like, you're full of shit, Dad. They started this with Corey when he was 10, had already been through sex education, already went and just was like, yeah, that tracks. They told him a line, he's like, yeah, I know that.
I need to make sure that there's a point here that a year before then, I thought that vaginas were just like penises but empty.
Oh yeah. Right.
What?
Like, hold on. Is
I thought that they were just like empty too.
Corey thought you just like took a vagina that's bigger than a penis, because they all are, and slid it over
Because
top.
they all are.
Well, they'd have to be. You can't have a vagina that's smaller than a penis. How is it supposed to slide over
So-
top, you idiot?
Okay, sorry.
Sleeve.
Fuck.
It's like a
Stress when
You
he's
thought a
doing-
vagina was like an empty
Or fucking
Gogurt
anything.
tube.
Gogurt too.
Yogurt.
like a tube sock,
You just
just
went-
hanging.
And then you just dumped out the dick, and then you got a vagina. That's what you thought.
Pretty much, yeah. So it was just an empty tube. It was a little bit bigger than a penis, and then you just put the penis inside of it.
Yeah, and then
I pretty much said that
and
a
then-
vagina was
and
an
then,
And then a baby just comes out.
No. And then the penis goes all the way in and it hits the button, And then the sperm just comes out because you can't move like that because they just pull each other apart. So you hit the button and then the sperm comes out and the lady goes, "Thank you very much," and then lays on her back so it drips in. I don't know how else that's supposed to work.
Holding it up.
Holding it up like this.
No, it's like when you try to get the last of the yogurt out of
Oh,
the yogurt.
in reverse. You roll it up. Okay. You pinch the end off and then just slide your fingers down the tube, shoving it in there. Tie it in a knot so none of it leaks out.
I want everyone here to know as soon as Cory publishes this is going to be eternalized. Us talking about Gogurt tube vaginas for all time. Are we prepared
That's an
for the
episode title.
repercussions?
No, that's fine. People need to know. People need to know who Cory is and why he is the way
Who
he
is Cory?
I mean,
Gogurt tube vagina.
Along the
Synonym.
same lines, because that was in, like, up until, like, grade 4, because grade 4 was the first year that I did sex ed. So up until that year, that's what I believe. But then when they told us that they were going to be doing sex ed, I got really confused about what that was, and I was scared, and I was really
Oh, they're
nervous
gonna make
about
you
it.
bang in
I
class.
thought, I thought that they're going to make us fuck.
Yeah, they were gonna grade you. Cory, no rhythm. F.
Yeah,
Full
no,
enthusiasm at A+.
exactly. That's absolutely what I thought.
To the Candidas, D-.
Or is it D?
No,
Plus?
it's definitely not. I mean, to be fair, I think we've all had certain things with sex education that we learned, just for new stuff. I think the most common one that a lot of guys have is the vagina's a lot lower down than you thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Okay, you have to, okay, here's the thing. Because you look at your penis and it's up front.
Yeah.
So you expect a vagina
To be
Yeah.
also
up front.
be up front because that's where genitals are. And instead they're underneath.
Yeah, they're a lot closer to the butthole
They're-
than you would think.
Yeah. you think, oh man, between my balls and my butthole, there's some distance there. Wait, what are all these stories about women ripping their vaginas to their buttholes? How terrible is child? And then you realize it's a flap of skin, and you're like, yeah, okay, I get it. or like when I did sex ed, I had to ask the question, so why do guys have nipples anyway?
Because we're all girls when we start.
And that's what they told. Oh, actually, sorry. What they told me was, oh no, and then I had to go and look it up for myself.
Can you imagine the horror stories that come from kids in this Googling shit where they're just kind of 13-year-old boy nipples and it's like 12-year-old girl vagine and it's like, oh fuck, I'm on like 30 lists. God damn it, Zach, you piece of shit.
When you're 14, you're like, man, I want to see some boobies, but I want to see boobies from my age, 14-year-old boobies. And then you're like, oh
Nice.
no, FBI. No. That's why if you want to jerk it in a good Christian household, you have to go near but not close. As in, there are definitely times where my dad has almost caught me jerking it to like fashion show runway stuff, because sometimes those titties are just wide out there, and I'm like, hell yeah, that's good enough for me. Hell yeah.
Okay, Zach, you were
Casually
raised in a
walking.
nice Christian household.
Oh yeah.
How was that? Did you have a door?
I did. I had a door.
Yeah.
I had a computer in my room that didn't have internet access,
Politics.
but I could play Warcraft 2.
Nice.
So
Did you to Warcraft 2 though?
No, I didn't. Warcraft 3 wouldn't play on my weird has a handle in it all-in-one Mac that I got cheap from the school. And then the concept art stuff didn't happen because my dad was cheap and bought the like battle chest for Warcraft, so there was no book. There was just like the little flap in there. All it was an orc scowling at a man, and I
That's
wasn't
pretty
like,
hot.
Oh yeah.
Me not that kind of work.
Okay,
God.
so this brings back to the question:
Yeah.
Did you have to jerk off on the family computer in like the living room or something?
It was in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
One time, and then I had to explain to my dad because I didn't know that you could look up search histories. Yeah, that was weird. There was a weird search thing in it, and I'm like, yeah, or whatever.
That
And
wasn't me.
I
We're
lied.
hacked.
No, I just lied my way out of it.
He
He
knew.
He knew, but he dropped it, and I'm ever so grateful about that. No, from what I understand, I was a late bloomer with jerking it anyway. So.
Oh, like how late? Like 16?
What age did you start touching your penis?
Because me too. I think like 15, 16.
About-
I'm like,
No,
okay.
not that late.
Yeah, Tyler, you're a freak.
Tyler, you fucking freak. You asexual. No.
Who knew?
14?
That's not too bad.
I don't know.
I've
I've heard
heard like 12 for me.
I've heard guys who were like, I was 11, and I'm like,
Been fucking
It's
jerking
not-
it since grade 6.
I'm like, it's not even like up then.
is it
It's
a
just like
16?
you're just what.
You're not even finishing at
You
that
can't
point,
even
yeah.
come yet. What is in it for? You would just get more frustrated, surely.
I read I'm supposed to pee. It's not worth it.
See, I think that all of those kids who started jerking off when they were 11 and like obviously very much couldn't come and just made themselves even more frustrated, those were definitely the kids that would go into the ravine and like chase around rabbits trying to like beat them and shit, or like
Oh, I thought you were gonna
cats.
say trying to fuck the rabbits. I was like, Jesus Christ, the hand's not doing
I'm
it.
talking
Get the
about
rabbit.
everybody has like those neighborhood kids that when you were growing up they were just like the shit kids who would go around and just do really fucked
Corey,
up shit.
we lived in good
Corey,
neighborhoods.
are you trying to talk about you?
No, not me.
I've heard some ravine stories.
Not me. I have lots of ravine stories.
Corey.
But that was just about me and my friends pretending that goblins were real and beating each other up with sticks.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We were all like 10 and played Harry
I was like
Potter
13.
with. Oh no, see, that's what I'm saying.
Corey, where's
old.
this
Too-
mental
too
leap
old.
though? To go
Yeah.
from kids who are
Jerked
jerking off at
off at
11
10.
to I'm gonna
Obviously
murder
gonna
this fucking bunny rabbit.
Because Corey was
Because
trying
they're
to.
the really they're the kids that are fucked up.
Corey
Here's
was.
the thing, I thought this was gonna go to like those are the kids who were sexually assaulted as a minor. And I've been like, wow, Corey, that's fucked up. This is somehow worse
I
to me.
thought there was going to be kids who like go into the ravine and try to like fuck a tree or something. I'd be like, or like go into the ravine looking for porno mags or something.
Oh,
I'd
I
be
did
like,
that.
What did you find it?
I did.
Why
Nice.
All the time.
Yo,
Yeah, but-
I have a fuck story about.
Oh,
okay, all right.
Okay, so I went to my friend's house. Her dad lived in a trailer on like, I don't know. She was one of my really good friends. Her dad lived on a trailer on like one of his friends' like old places, whatever. And they had this like house, and it was just like broken to shit. And then they had this like shed, and you go back in the shed, and there's, oh my god, like hundreds of fucking porno mags of old ass women, and it's fucked as shit. So I'm like in grade 5, I think, and her brother's in grade 9, and he's like, yo, I found this, and we're like, what? He's like, just come, and we're like,
oh, I will.
alright, Frieza, just follow me. So we go and he's like, look, and we're just like, what the fucking shit is going on here? And oh my god.
When you say old women,
Like-
old as in old pictures or old as in like?
like old grandmas.
Oh, okay, so like
With
Nice.
like,
Henrietta's Day Out.
oh my god, it was fucking traumatizing. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna erase this from my memory.
I
It
grew
shouldn't
up
happen.
right on the edge of a ravine that connected to the river valley in our city. I had like pretty much free reign when I was younger to like go through that ravine and go into the river valley and everything and just kind of do whatever the fuck that we wanted. And there was just always just shreds of porno mags under the bridge in this ravine.
Yeah, 'cause that's where all the homeless
That's
people
where all the
live.
homeless
I
people
know
live.
exactly
Wait,
what you're
you
And we
talking
stole their
about.
porno.
Shreds?
Yeah,
I think I
like
could
just
see half a boob out of this.
Yeah, for real. It
Just
would
like
be
a
like
single nipple.
It's like a ransom letter.
yeah.
A ransom letter of a woman. Well, I'm gonna take the boob from this one and the boob from this one. Corey's jerking into like homunculus Frankenstein women.
Did you scavenge used porn?
No, not actively.
Just build your own.
Occasionally, from time to time, but I didn't
If I
make that
found
happen.
it, if I found it, I took it, but I didn't actively go
wasn't just
looking.
gonna-
If you
leave it
collect
there.
12 pieces, you put them together and you hold them real tight, and then you gain the porno mag item, and you can put it into your inventory. Next segment.
Next segment.
Next
I'm
segment.
getting
Where did
tired
that
of
even
like,
come
hey,
from?
this is Corey's fucked up childhood.
Well,
I thought we were still on the make fun of Corey.
Corey just outed
Okay.
himself as jerking into like Frankensteinian porno mag.
He's
That
grabbing
he
this.
hobbles together with his brother.
Oh my god. Alright, so here is the next segment. we are all going to decide together who is the most likely in this group to go and do a solo trip abroad to find themselves.
Corey.
Quote, unquote.
Corey.
Fuck off!
You've already
You planned a
talked
trip
about
about
that.
that.
This was all you talked about in high school. Like,
Corey, I'm honestly surprised that you haven't done that.
he's too poor.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have money.
Yeah.
I did not think this would backfire on me so fucking quickly.
Next
but
question.
okay.
You're just like, who, Corey?
I can go
That's-
out of left field and just say Chris. Because I feel
No.
like Chris is
I've already been.
Chris has
abroad.
already been abroad multiple times.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What was it to find yourself?
Well, he found something.
I found some
How do
in
you-
my 3 years.
What
Yeah.
I know of Chris is if at some point someone just told me, Chris moved to Australia and he's running like a fucking kangaroo farm, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's
Alright.
that's why I keep Chris around, because if anything happens to Chris, or you could just, like, if Chris made up any lie to me where he's like, yeah, you know, for a while my family and I lived in India, and all we did was we opened up a curry shop, I'd be like,
Yeah, okay.
okay, I guess. Yeah, I don't see why not. Considering the first conversation he had was like, oh yeah, I was like in England for X amount of time. Yeah, things were fine. I'm like,
Wait, that was the first conversation.
one of them, and I'm just like,
You pretentious fuck.
yeah,
I went to
oh,
Just
Very
because,
interesting.
you know, I lived in the UK for
no, Chris
6 months.
Chris in high school had like 5 things. So any conversation, he just kind of picked one of those 5 things to start it with. And he's
UK,
like, hey,
porn,
no. It was
English.
UK girlfriend, sport, probably Pokemon,
comics.
and then comics. I think was the 5th one, and that's
Yeah.
it. He just picked one of those, and it would just be like, "Hey, Batman's pretty cool." Yeah, Chris, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah, Batman, dude. Nah.
So this one is real easy. Would you fuck Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know for a fact, Tyler will fuck anyone for a story.
Trash, man.
Yeah, no, I would definitely fuck Danny DeVito.
I don't know, maybe.
That's gotta be.
He would offer you an egg afterwards.
Oh, shit. But that would mean that it was bad.
No. It's just a trying time because now you're questioning your sexuality because the sex with Danny DeVito was so good. Wait. I'm gonna go through my list of the 4 other guys, Chris. Tell me if you'd fuck any of them, all right?
Okay.
Henry Cavill,
I don't know who that is.
That's
That's
Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
Which one?
the
The
latest
newest.
Superman.
Which
Oh.
He also
The one
plays.
with the mustache.
Yeah. No. Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's a fucking great looking dude.
He is from the Dark Tower series.
He was
Oh,
in
that
the-
guy.
He was.
He was in The
Heinz
Office
here?
as well.
Like
Yeah, he was in The
hottest
Office for a
man
little bit.
alive.
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, most attractive man this year. Idris Elba. Really?
I don't know
I'm gonna
celebrity
say no.
names very
Man, you
well.
guys are bad at this.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
it's
say
fine.
no.
I'll do 1 second. I'm pulling it up for
If
Trevor.
it's not fake, like video game people, I don't know who they are.
Cloud.
Would you fuck
Would you Cloud
No.
Strife?
Trevor? Would you
I know
fuck
that guy.
PewDiePie?
hard yes.
Alright, yes.
Smash
Only
that
if
like
it's on
button.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hit the bell for a notification.
Make sure you subscribe.
I get
I
it.
don't know.
I wouldn't fuck him, but I
John,
get
John
it.
Hamm is the main guy from Mad Men.
Oh, he's a good looking.
The guy with the
Oh.
fucking John.
He's
Yeah.
he's like classically
Yeah.
attractive though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Zach's
you, Chris?
getting horny.
Just for John Hamm. John Hamm triggers something deep inside my soul where I go, do you know what? Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
He sees them.
No, he's doing Skip the Dishes where he pretends to be Canadian.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
And-
it's very
Yeah,
awkward.
damn it, John.
so
Oh,
hard.
God.
See, I feel like if I could choose any male celebrity to fuck, it would be Eddie Redmayne.
I have no idea who that is.
Guy from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
He
Guy
was in
from
Les
the
Mis.
Is he
Dutch
the like?
Girl.
Is he the weird one?
Yeah, he's the weird one.
Yeah, yeah,
Look,
yeah.
he's the one who doesn't have lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Him?
Yeah.
I find
the
him
main
like
character?
very I find him like very attractive.
That's because you are only attracted to men who are more androgynous than you are.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it
absolutely.
also might be a Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Probably on my list is also probably Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
I would fuck Daniel
I
Radcliffe.
would fuck Harry Potter.
No, not the Harry Potter Daniel Radcliffe.
But
The
the
one with the
one
beard
that's
down and the
probably-
six pack. The
Pretty
Harry
sure
Potter
you'd
that
go
we
for
have.
prison.
Hold on, if
Go
we're
to
dealing
prison
with
for
Harry
that.
Potter now, it's all about Neville Longbottom.
No,
Have you seen
I
that
have
boy?
seen.
Ooh,
No,
That's a good.
he didn't get
looking-
paid enough.
That's a good looking dude.
He doesn't make enough.
He doesn't make
money.
enough money.
How does that?
All right,
Oh,
so
actually, we didn't even end up asking. Tegan, would you fuck Danny DeVito?
Hard no.
That's rude.
Sorry, guys.
Man.
Sorry if that insulted anyone.
I'm
Sorry,
You
Dan
insulted
DeVito.
me.
I'm personally insulted that
Yeah.
you wouldn't fuck Phil from Hercules. So you want to be a hero kid? Whoop-de-doo. Might have been the greatest line of my childhood.
And now we have something that we think you'll really like. Zach is going to do another segment on Would You Rather.
All right. Would you guys rather utilize no form of electronics ever again,
No.
or immovable taste buds in your anus?
That's
You
really
guys
hard.
gave me shit about the last one, being like, oh, piss kid. So now you're driving it real hard.
If I couldn't use electronics, we couldn't do this podcast.
Correct, but you'd have to taste shit all the time, and you can't get rid of it. You can't have it surgically removed. They're immovable because that's all forms of electronics. You can't drive a car. Like if it has a wire, can't do it.
Use a horse and buggy, though.
Yeah.
Not if it's a techno horse. Must be an organic horse and organic buggy.
I actually don't know what my answer for this Would You Rather
No
would
bad.
be.
Yeah, you have to
This
think
is
about
a really hard
it.
one.
Yeah, so think.
I
know my
honestly
answer.
think...
Okay, wait.
Let's give
Yeah,
Tyler...
go ahead. What's your
yeah.
answer?
Ass buds.
There we go. Why?
Because I would be nothing without my dumb bullshit that keeps me from killing myself.
Yeah, but ass buds are just gonna make you want to kill yourself more.
I mean, I've eaten some pretty shitty food. If anything,
Nothing-
it'll help me drop some weight.
Yeah.
Think about every time you shit.
But like,
Like once a day.
That's a
you
lot.
get used to it.
No,
That's
I'm not
normal.
trying to
Is
like.
that normal?
That's less than normal. You're supposed to
Oh.
poop 2 times a day.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Corey, are you okay?
Are you telling me? You're telling me 18 times a day isn't normal? I'm pooping right now. Are we gonna have to look up how much? This
Yes.
isn't a health
I'm gonna-
podcast.
It will be.
All right, so you'd rather be Amish? No, you'd rather have shit.
Yeah, I'd rather have
You'd
shit.
rather taste shit.
Because here's the thing, I also have these sweet tasters in my mouth
Yeah,
still.
but it's up your whole anus, and
That's
poop
fine.
actually sits in your colon for a while. So that's
You'd
like
probably-
hours. Of.
Here's the thing, it's gross. You probably get used to it.
I mean, that is technically true. You're only tasting it as it goes out.
You would probably get used
Also,
to
would
it.
you taste the cotton? If you have a real small butt and your butthole's pressing against cotton, would you taste it?
Yeah.
How far? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You'd be able to detect pretty
Because
quick if
you-
you have like blood in your stool. and
That's
stuff, too.
all. It's
Oh,
also
yeah.
almost a superpower
Is it?
Yeah, actually
Is
think
it?
about it.
because
this
you
way.
could put anything to your butt
And taste it.
and taste it, and
I could also put anything to my mouth and taste it. I
Maybe-
don't
maybe-
understand.
Guys,
I think maybe I just have a really, really loose like knowledge of what a superpower
Guys,
is.
imagine this scenario. You're in a bar. You
Yeah.
say, fellas,
Hey, fella, stick it up my butthole. Bet you I can taste it.
guys, I will blindfold myself, stick something just a little bit in my butthole. I can tell you what it is, just from
a
the
little
taste.
What is it with you and doing anything for money? Suck dicks for money, put stuff on my butt for money.
not for money, for
No,
stories.
this is just really it's true. You didn't even say this is a bet. You just went, hey, fellas, look at what I can do.
I mean, as we all know, Tyler would suck a dick for a good story.
It is true.
But now I guess we're finding out that he would put something up his butt for
The
a
good-
little bit of money.
No,
Because
just
I mean, let's be real. There's some fun in there too.
I mean, that is where the G spot is.
no.
Stop.
For guys.
For guys, yeah.
It's not like women have one too, and you can use that to convince your girlfriend to have anal. Like, no, wait, the G spot's definitely up there. The
She's
podcast.
like, the fuck?
That's almost as much of a lie as blue balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't.
Don't.
There's girls that think it's real. And I'm
It's
like,
not.
no.
It's a fucking grift.
That's right, motherfuckers. We're letting everyone know that you're fucking grift.
Yeah, no, blue balls is not a thing. Blue balls is a thing that dudes say when they think they're gonna get laid and then they don't. And they're like, oh, you're gonna give me blue balls. Oh, it's gonna hurt so bad. And then girls are like, oh, okay.
Let's
I'll-
be real
I'll
here,
pity
guys.
sleep with
There's
you.
2 kinds of blue balls. The fake one where it's like my balls are going to turn blue. It's
And the
going to hurt.
emotional
There's the one where it's like, I really wanted to nut.
Yeah.
And I didn't nut.
Blue as in sad.
The psychological no nut depression.
The second one is real. The first
Yeah.
one, you guys are fucking assholes.
Okay. All right, let's get back to the would you rather. Do you want to taste things through your asshole, or do you want to not have to use
Because
tech?
look,
Which is it?
I can still taste things from my mouth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can still enjoy great food.
It's made for Hey, actually, you could just use a flavored butt plug, and that just takes care of everything, I guess.
But see, that comes along the line of
you
what my
just
question.
solved it. You
Yeah,
just cork yourself.
Except for when you actually shit. Wait, do you think if you cork yourself enough, it's going to come out the top?
No. You cork yourself till you really gotta poop, and then you're done. You don't have to stop.
You get a
That's how you
hollow
get
butt
colon
plug.
cancer, my dude.
You get a hollow butt plug.
Are we just gonna say, hey, you just get a rigid poop sleeve that you stick over the face plug?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor just said you just get a hollow butt plug. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
the tasters. It's like saran wrapping anything and then eating it.
I feel like
And because I'm not giving up technology, I have the technology to do it.
Oh, that.
But
I
feel
switched my
I
answer.
feel like if you push, you would just fire it
No,
out.
you hold it.
You can hold it. I mean, like, yeah.
How
Don't forget-
fast does it fire out?
How hard do I shit?
Don't forget, guys. It's gonna have a flared base, so it gets a little bit big, and then it like tightens off at the end,
Yeah.
so it's like wedged in there unless you
Yeah.
pull that sucker out.
Yeah,
And plus, it's flared at the end, so it won't just get
Oh,
lost in your asshole.
it's a double flare.
Yeah.
So what? Okay.
But then you're constantly going to be asking if there's a draft.
also what? No. Also, if
You
you
can feel air going
also
into
if
your
you
asshole
ever
coming out.
even once in your life get diarrhea, it's just falling out.
Yeah.
You're just shitting. Like, here's the thing, you
The
guys.
price you
You
pay.
can't hold your shit in at
You
that
don't
point
hold
either.
your,
then
you
you
can't
can
hold
just,
your
like,
shit in
throw it
anymore.
in.
It just falls out.
Yeah.
Diapers.
Wait a minute.
Diapers.
Yeah,
Diapers.
Yeah, but then you.
But then
you're-
it's still
no, 'cause
just in
then you're
there.
holding poop up there, and you're gonna get a diaper rash, and maybe some will get anywhere the taste buds are, because
When-
it's not just falling out; it's piling up. You'll
But
force it too far
as
in.
soon as you shit, you just go change your diaper.
Yeah.
I think I got time.
Zach,
Change my-
Only put the
Zach,
hollow
we're
butt
no
plug in when
longer
I'm pooping.
babies who just sit and play in their fecal matter. We are grown men avoiding tasting poop from our assholes.
With hollow butt plugs.
No, you guys are right. I'm the idiot here. You guys are right. I'm the dum dum.
I do have one question though.
Yeah.
When you taste
Poop.
from your asshole,
Is it gay?
are you feeling that sensation in your asshole?
Okay, two things. One, to answer Tyler, it is gay. Secondly, what do you mean feeling that sensation?
Like, you know how when you taste
Texture.
food when you eat it, you taste it in your mouth. You taste it from that space.
Yeah,
Are you tasting the shit in your mouth or are you tasting the shit in your ass?
you're tasting it in your ass. It's a whole new
Okay,
sensation.
okay. So it's a sensation
Whoa.
though.
That-
I'm gonna
that
go
might be
that
funny.
because that might feel good.
What if you
Pardon
put
me?
some? What if you? No, imagine this. You get a nice piece of steak and you just shove it up your ass. And you're
Why?
like,
I
I gotta eat all my ass!
Wait, no. Hold on, 1 second. This doesn't replace your mouth
Peanut
work. You
brittle
could still
up my
just
ass.
eat a steak.
yeah, but it would be a different sensation, and I would try ass steak.
Okay. So everyone's.
You can do like lollipops and stuff too.
Dude, imagine this. You get to taste all this great food without actually eating it and getting fat.
That's fantastic.
Are
I
you,
feel like that's a marketable
bulimic?
product.
Thanks, Zach, for this great
You
idea.
go, hey Steve, I'm just gonna sit with my back up against the couch with my ass in the air. Can you just like drop a pez in?
Also, yeah, you can only do this for home cooked food. You can't go to like Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, plop it open, and go shove it in Gordon. I paid extra for this.
By the way, I did find out
Oh my, yeah.
the general accepted amount of times to poop per day is actually anywhere from 3 times a day to three times a week.
Oh.
Anywhere
Oh.
within that range is actually
Hold on.
completely
Hold on.
okay.
1
Who's
second.
the guy pooping
Wait.
3 times?
Wait, are you telling me there's some... No, that's not the important part. The important part is there's some mystical diet I can take, which allows me to only have to shit 3 times a week.
I mean, that's how much I shit.
You're an alcoholic, though. Your opinion doesn't matter. Your whole body chemistry's fucked.
Arguably, that would mean I shit more.
I don't know.
Beer shits and rum shits are not great.
That is true, but you also don't poop often enough. I think your body has come out so hard on the other end, it just goes, hold on to the food. We don't know when we're gonna get it again.
More liquid? No, please, no.
Oh God! All right, so we're gonna do a final tally then. Corey.
I'm going to shit.
Yeah, everyone's
bugs.
surprised. Trevor.
I mean, I did make the argument for it, so I feel weird saying not shitbuds.
Trevor, would you give up technology for the rest of your life?
Like, come on, really?
No.
Okay, do you know what? The equivalent for this normally would just be, hey guys, would you just hold a piece of poop in your mouth sometimes? Hey, just sometimes though. Would
If
you?
it's either that or never playing a video game ever again, yeah, I'll put the shit in my mouth 3 times a week.
Yeah, hey gamers.
Right.
Hey gamers, you would also hold shit in your mouth, right? We live in a society, bottom text.
Gamers rise up.
Alright, go ahead, Trevor. Would you hold...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the poop buds in the case of a hollow butt plug.
Okay, I'm just going to go and be Amish. I think it would be easier adapting to no tech and living in the woods than it would be going, sometimes I just see shit for no reason.
I'm gonna change.
Time to
that's-
poop.
But
I
see,
would agree with
that's coming from somebody who owns a fucking 3D printer.
Yeah. And I would give it up in a heartbeat to not taste shit all the time.
Don't forget, Zach. Some people would pay to be able to taste shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Some people would also pay to permanently have electrodes hooked up to their testicles in a car battery. It ain't me. I ain't about that life. No shame to anyone who is, but that ain't how I do.
I changed my mind to Amish.
Thank you. Tyler?
Ass buds.
Alright.
I'll give my phones up or everything up.
Yeah, haha. See?
I cannot imagine you not having technology. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I also can't
Why?
imagine somebody having ass buds.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, I can totally picture you having ass buds. Like, what the fuck is this?
Could
Alright,
you?
Chris.
That's for me.
Ass buds?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're evenly split. 3 ass buds, 3 Amish.
And we can never talk again.
This is it. This is where we break up.
This is a good time. It's a
Alright.
good
The
time.
Ass
audience
buds?
engaged.
Why be sure to leave a comment on iTunes giving us 5 stars saying I want ass buds so everyone will know.
Or I want to be Amish.
Alright, next segment, Corey?
Zach is really bored. Zach also has a fuck ton of money. Just so much money. He has a house full of money.
Wow.
Well, hold
Just
up.
a multi-billionaire.
Why did I not know?
Make
about
it rain on my like,
But what Zach really wants to do is he wants to instill a great amount of fun in the next generation.
no.
Alright, pretend Zach
Yeah, alright.
wants to create a great attraction
Good Zach.
for the next generation to be able to come and have just a lot of fun. We need to help him because he's just not really good at creative projects, and we need to figure out
That's not true.
what kind of theme we
Come
can
into my
make
house.
for a theme park.
You come into
that
my
Zach
house
is
with
going
all
to
my
fund.
money. You come into my house with all my money and tell me I can't do creative things. You son of a bitch.
So,
Ooh, I got a good one.
everyone needs to give him some ideas.
Alright, I'm gonna pick who gets to start though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chris, we'll go counterclockwise. Chris.
I would have to say, instead of kind of like a theme park, more of a convention for like our nice guys.
Oh man, dude, I would go to that. I would go to that because it would be the most fun for me, ironically. Oh hell yeah, dude.
They can have like a our nice guys anonymous. And
Oh yeah, a waifu booth where they just match you with somebody.
Spin the body pillow roulette.
Fedora Station.
For the flashing a ticket to get in.
You're tipping say milady.
That's my pitch.
Mine would be a big old computer game world called.
Not Tron.
It would be like a micro center, and you can get all your 2080 Ti's and your mini ITX cases for free if your name is that.
Yeah, alright, that's pretty good. That's
What if I change my name legally to Zach?
we can get fucked.
Does
That's
that mean that
fine.
I can come and do it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sweet.
Okay.
I like your idea, actually.
Alright, so my amusement park would be a gauntlet. Once you get in, you can't get out until you go through all the rides. But there's always two options.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Would You Rather Park.
Oh.
Would you rather have fun on this roller coaster
Or not.
or have a bad time on this?
I don't know. That level of Would You Rather is actually pretty close to one I have coming up. So,
I don't
Would
have
you
any
rather do
examples,
fuck or get
so I'll
fucked?
let your imagination take care of it.
do you know what? Gonna have to give it to Trevor because he's the only one who mentioned rides at all. That is what a theme park do. As much as I like free things, everyone else was like, I'm gonna make a convention. I'm gonna make a store that gives things to you for free. I'm gonna make a kind of bad and not very well thought out theme park. Well, that is a theme park, so congratulations, Trevor.
I mean, I kind of did a similar thing in Roller Coaster Tycoon, where I made a park where it was free to enter, and then it would be like a hub of stores and ATMs, and it would cost like 10 cents to get on the ride, and that would bring you into a different hub where the prices were jacked up a little bit, and there's still a bunch of ATMs, and then the next ride cost a bit more money, and you had to like progressively go through these tiers of
Oh, it's
rides
like a
if you
cult.
wanted to make it to the
Yeah,
exit.
you did Scientology, the theme park.
Yeah.
They get to tier 5, 20 grand.
My only memory of Roller Coaster Tycoon was just making roller coasters that like were designed to kill people.
Oh yeah.
And-
Planet Coaster has it set up. You can kill people through G-force alone. So if you make them take a hard enough turn, everyone on the coaster dies. They don't fly off or anything. They just like their head cocks to the side and they die.
I think like real talk, someone made like a roller coaster that in real life, like that they planned it out. They're like, yeah, this is for killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
There was a guy
Euthanasia.
who made
Yeah,
one
like-
just for fun.
Mhm.
He was just like, oh, just a fun. This will be fun. It was super extreme. And he looked at it, and at one point you were getting something like 80 G's. The human body dies at 6. So you just like crumple.
I accidentally killed
I
all
accidentally-
the children.
He could not figure out why no one was riding it until he looked up the G-force. It was great.
Yeah, I actually just looked it up right now. Apparently, it was an art concept for a steel roller coaster with like the concept of taking lives with quote unquote elegance and euphoria. It's supposed to be like a happy way to end your life.
It's just like you're on a roll. Whoa! Next loop. Woo! Nothing else in the ride. Just dead people.
Just the noise of like arms slapping into metal as it goes around another corner too fast. All right, next segment.
We need some new companies. We need companies that are willing to take that risk, to go the extra mile, and to come up with a product that has never before been made. So I want you guys to pitch me your company. Maybe I'll fund it.
This product has been almost done, but people haven't quite made the leap. All these millennials nowadays fucking each other, fucking themselves. What about grandma? What about grandpa?
Actually, no, that's a good point. What about my Jima?
What about grandma? What about
How
grandma?
often are they doing?
Not as often as they should. And that's why I want to start Pop Pop's Kinky Playhouse. As we all know, there's sex toys, there's dragon dildos, there's leprechaun cocks, but no one is meeting the needs of our feeble seniors. Grandpa can't get it hard and grandma wants to fuck. Get a strap on with some hip support. He no longer needs Viagra, which might give him a heart attack. And he can still bring grandma to Pound Town. Same thing with grandma. She's a little bit dried up down there. It happens. Extra slippy lube. For the slippy grandparents need.
Wait, I do have a question though.
Of course.
All of these products, do you design them yourself or do you get them from other suppliers?
It's a cooperative thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I design it myself, and I give copies to specific grandmas and grandpas locally and internationally, and I see how they like them.
Okay, yeah.
So far, it's
Yeah.
been a raging success.
Wow. What is your expected growth?
I mean, in the short term, pretty good. All them people, some would call them parents nowadays. Give them 5-10 years, they're all going to be grandparents. And then there's going to be more grandmas and pop-pops who need to get it on.
sorry for a second.
For prostate.
For a second, I thought you were saying like they're going to reproduce and they just make more grandmas. And I don't think that's how that
I
works.
mean, in the grand scheme, yes, we're never going to run out of old people. Life expectancy is increasing. There's going to be older people who want fuck.
You're giving them a chance to fuck.
I'm giving.
I think that's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. Everyone thought Grandma needs to get some, and now she can.
Yeah, you know what? I can't say the number of times I've been sitting there looking at my grandma saying, "When's Grandma going to get hers?" You know
what,
Grandma,
Zach?
you go get yours. You go get yours, Grandma. Get it done.
Now it's in your head. Next time you see your grandma, you're like, Grandma, get some. You fit. That's why I think you should invest $400,000 for 10% of my company.
Oh shit! Is this Dragon's Den?
I guess this is now Dragon's Den.
Is this
yeah.
Shark Tank? Is this Dragon's Den?
Yeah.
Oh man, wait. How much? What was your revenue last year? I need to know. So
I
know.
mean, I already asked about the potential future growth.
$69,000.
Oh, $69,420.
Get it in both numbers.
All right, that is a wonderful company. I think you're doing a very beautiful thing. So, the next pitch that I'm going to go to is Zach. Zach, what's your company?
Okay. So, it's called after the same name the product is because it's nice, it's simple. We do want a product. And that's a death pill. It's painless. It's legal and cheap. And then you take it. And you die.
That sounds wonderful.
Don't want to pay taxes?
Don't want to die.
Death pill. Don't want to go to your cousin's birthday party? Death pill.
Your husband cheated on you? Death pill. The options are limitless.
Want to start a cult? Death pills.
Yes. Reasonably cheap. They're all black with a little crossbone on it, so you know.
Oh, that's good
So
branding.
you know.
That's
Yeah.
really good branding.
Yeah,
Is
'cause-
there a bulk discount?
There is a bulk discount, but only if you are over the age of 45. Studies show that most mass murderers / cultists / funerals tend to be over 45. That's who we're marketing for. That's where the big push
What
is.
if I want to
They're
get an
return
early start,
customers.
though? What if I'm in my 30s, I'm like, I want to get my murd on.
Oh, you gotta show membership for a cult. You gotta do something like that. Like we're pretty stringent with that.
That's good.
I'll
It's
get my
responsible.
cult
It's
ID.
responsible.
Yeah, gotta get your cult ID. Gotta get membership numbers. Gotta
have a
carve
sponsor.
Yeah. Gotta have over 100 followers on Twitch. Gotta make sure your social
Do I
media
have
is
to
on
live
point.
stream this?
You do have to live stream the murder if you're under 30. Unless you're doing it like solo. Like we don't want to invade people's
Can
privacy.
I duet someone's TikTok video of me showing
Yes.
myself?
Yeah. You can do a side-by-side TikTok video of some girl singing "I Want to Be Tracer, I'm Already Tracer" with you just taking a pill and dying as a reaction to their song. That is totally a possibility.
That's all I've ever wanted.
There we go. That sounds about right. I will let you know they are like horse pill sized.
Oh my god.
Like they're pretty. Like they're
So do you even die
pretty
from what's
big.
in the pill, or do you just choke on it?
Both and or either.
Oral or suppository?
Yes. They're also one of those capsules that you can like
Does it all.
unscrew and it's powder, so you could like put it in a drink maybe if you don't like taking pills.
That's kind of scary though.
Well, it's a death pill. I don't know.
But what if you just give it to someone else?
Yeah,
That's their problem.
that's their problem now. Like you're still definitely going to jail for murder. Like I don't want to like trick. Like no,
The pill is legal.
the
Murder
pill is
not.
legal. The murder still
What would
is.
it taste like, though?
The powder tastes like bitter almonds because it is part of our proprietary cyanide-based murder system. But, you know, there's some belladonna in there, maybe some hemlock. Like, we really work to make it as painless
Ooh,
as
actually,
possible.
I'm allergic to hemlock.
Ooh, that's not going to be a problem anymore, my good sir.
Even better, some might say.
I do have another question.
Yeah.
If you have a mental health diagnosis,
Yeah.
are you allowed to purchase this?
It's buy one, get one free.
Nice. Nice.
It's
BOGO offer.
It's one for you and the voice in your head. There's a little like
Fantastic.
extra one. It's just so we really drive it home.
Just to get
You know
rid of
what?
both of you.
Me and Donnie really, really need it.
Yeah, what happens if if you want to kill someone? together. You can buy them both. You can die holding hands, probably. I will say we haven't been sued yet. None of our users have ever complained of being unsatisfied.
I'm checking online right now, and it says you have no ratings.
We have no ratings, actually. No ratings. We're 0 stars on Amazon. We do have Prime, though, so that's nice.
Oh, 1 day shipping.
Free 1 day shipping.
Oh, perfect.
Right, so that is a wonderful company that's doing a really good service for the mentally ill in our society.
Hey, you don't have to be mentally ill, but it sure helps. The other tagline is just like a little picture, and it just says Mondays. And
All right, Trevor, what's your product?
Alright, so I got these pajamas.
Ooh.
They're not ordinary pajamas, alright? Got some alliteration here for you.
Ooh.
Pleasure pajamas.
Oh, alright.
Did we already have a sex toy pitch?
No, it's not a sex toy. So like pajamas are pretty nice. They're comfy.
Yeah, I like my.
I get into pajamas as soon as I get home. I hate wearing these fucking pants here right now. I should leave a pair of pajamas here so I can wear them for the podcast. In fact, a pair of pleasure pajamas.
Please don't.
Trevor, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a man who's very content wearing jeans all day up until bedtime. Why would I want to jump in these pleasure pajamas?
See, that's only because you've ever tried regular pajamas. With pleasure pajamas, you just feel the pleasure all the time.
What do they feel
wherever
like?
it touches your body?
Oh, wait, what kind of
Wherever.
sexual pleasure?
Maybe.
Or
You don't know until you try them on. It's different for every
oh god!
I'm not gonna lie, the sales pitch might work on me.
If that's what's pleasurable to you, then possibly.
Can all of your ads be "This is what it's like to wear pleasure pajamas," and it's just like a guy just orgasming in a 30-second long video,
Or someone next to him is a dude just sipping espresso.
or another guy wearing pleasure pajamas. He's just real happy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are they
Skittles
waterproof on the inside for easy
Oh,
cleaning?
yeah.
Oh my god.
You can't even clean them, they're so waterproof.
Okay.
Alright, so what's the technology behind this?
We have the patents in place,
Alright,
and we can't
alright.
share any of that unless you buy in.
Alright, well, what are you, what's your offer?
I don't know.
Wait,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
wait,
have
I
to
didn't
run
even-
some calculations.
Yeah, I didn't even give a number.
Beep, 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 boop.
It's a real calculator, guys. I can
He's
see
kind
it.
of interested. We need some numbers.
I know, I'm surprised too.
$12
Sold.
for 1%.
Deal, I'm in.
Really
Nice.
That's really good. I'm in,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Have fun buying into that fucking scam. No one gets
Pleasure Pajamas is now an official affiliate of Trash Fire Radio.
No thanks.
Alright, and next we're gonna go on to Tegan's product. Tegan, what's your product?
Have you ever wanted eat popcorn while smoking a bong?
Oh, always.
Orville Redenbanger.
Orville Redenbanger. I like that.
Yeah. You just light it with the lighter, you know.
Bong
Heats it
it
up.
Bong that
Bong
hot.
rip, and then
Bong that hot. Popcorn come out. Do you know what? It just works.
Question: if I'm taking a big fat rip, am I gonna get a kernel in my throat?
no, don't you worry about that.
There's a sugar.
You know what? I'm
That's
not
such
worried
a-
anymore.
That's such a
baby.
stoner response. No. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
No, baby, we got you.
Think I would do that to you?
Baby, you think I do you like that? Nah, baby, I'm fine. I would never.
Did I get you high shit though?
Hell yeah. Get you some popcorn? Hell yeah. You don't use bong water, you use like different flavored oils.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah, you use
Yeah.
butter.
It's an oil rig.
It's an
oil rig.
I like that. Yeah, I would actually, like, aside from this entire joke of a thing, I would buy that if that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
fucking sweet.
Oh, and you
How
wouldn't
much
buy
you
the
wanna buy
death
for?
pill, Corey? Come on, get your
I
shit
mean,
together.
Pleasure
sometimes.
pajamas.
Sometimes on a hard day. Alright, last but not least, we're gonna go with Chris's
Thing.
Yeah.
What is it?
So have you ever been just laying in bed and
No.
really hungry, but you just don't want to get
All
out
the
of bed?
fucking time.
All-
Like,
all the
make-
time.
Yeah. Also
Make a
now, yes.
sandwich.
Also now,
Yeah.
yes.
But
Laying in
no.
bed, no. Laying there hungry, also
You
yes.
really want a sandwich?
Yeah. First I was out, but you pulled me back in.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think I've ever been hungry laying in a bed.
Are you kidding me? I absolutely have at multiple times fallen asleep with food in bed
Oh god.
and woken up with that food caked on my sheets.
Like
The most notable.
Donairs?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Donairs once. Yes, Donairs once when I was camping.
Peanut butter and jelly.
No, the most notable time was actually a strawberry turnover. I fell asleep with it in
It
bed.
sounds like a sex move.
It is.
It was just caked all over me.
Oh, baby,
over
what
my
was
sheets.
that?
That was a strawberry turnover, baby.
Oh, daddy.
I woke up in the morning with half of a turnover sitting on my neck and my chin, and the rest of it just smeared into my bed sheets. I had to throw out my bed sheets
I am
because
You can wash them.
disgusted.
no, it wouldn't wash out. It was so hard and crusted in at that point. It
Corey.
was
Corey,
staining.
it wasn't the turnover, was it?
Wow.
The turnover fused with my semen stains, and then it won't come out.
This podcast should really just be like, how many times can Corey dig himself his own grave?
Were you drunk? Were you tired?
Very drunk. Very drunk.
Very tired.
Very drunk.
That is the
wait
only
a
thing
minute.
that makes this remotely okay.
It's all the exact same thing has actually happened about 2 weeks later after
God.
that, but with a burrito.
Were you drunk that time too?
Yes.
Why are you asking?
Because
The answer is always yes.
It's always
I'm
yes.
scared the answer will be no, and this sick freak fell asleep with a fucking sticky ass burrito smearing against
No,
his face.
he's holding the burrito going,
Snuggling
it's okay, I got you. And then he wakes up with it everywhere.
You're my little brown star.
God, no, my favorite Corey, food stories are when he's drunk. When we lived together, he made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that he must have used his hands to get the peanut butter out, because I had peanut butter and jam, separate handprints all over the kitchen, and globs of peanut butter on the side of the fridge, and my fiance had to scrub peanut butter out of the kitchen for 2 hours.
I have to ask Zach,
Yeah.
is this part of the reason you don't live together anymore?
No. Actually,
That's good.
out of every roommate I've ever had, me and Zach have lived together the best.
Yeah, fuck Danny.
But
Fuck Danny.
But no, out of all of my roommates, me and Zach have straight up never had a roommate issue. Because, the sink would get full of dishes,
What?
and we would both look at each other and be like, huh, that's pretty full. We should do that.
I mean, there was that time where we left dishes in the sink so long when I went to clean them, the bottom ones had mold on them, so I just threw them out. There was that.
That's what you do.
I've been there.
Also, to be fair, we were both 19.
Yeah.
That's an age where that's kind of acceptable.
Yeah, if that happened now, we'd have a fight.
We would, yes. It's okay. I do
That was
dishes
during
every
the
day.
growing
Always.
Some of us,
Constantly.
I love doing dishes.
I love doing dishes.
Oh,
I do
Chris.
all the dishes.
Sorry, Chris, we took away from your pick.
Sorry, yeah.
I
sorry.
have been hungry in bed.
So, the product is called wrap bread, where basically
Yo,
your
yo.
blanket is the bread.
The rap is you.
Yo, I'm here with rat bread, and I'm here to say, I'm here to fight hunger in a major way.
Chris, I love this idea. I've already figured out 8 different issues, and 4 of them relate to anyone who sleeps naked.
You sleep naked, you're a monster.
What?
What?
It gets hot.
How am I supposed to slowly and oh so subtly initiate morning sex if I'm not already naked?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, it's-
she's gonna know something's up.
It's creepy if you have to take her clothes off.
If I have to take my pants off to press my boner into the small of her back, she's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a naked boner." What's going? Versus if I'm already nude, that's just a regular morning boner, ladies.
All right,
Don't hate.
so rat bread.
What kind of bread is it?
Please say right.
Tortilla.
So I guess there's whole wheat, There's one.
Oh, no, that's too scratchy. That's how I get seeds up my butthole. I'm not into that one.
Hybrid.
Alright.
That's
Wait,
the best bread.
swirly rye?
Ancient grain.
We're currently working on some like garlic bread as well.
Oh.
I don't like it at all.
Wait a minute. Is it already... Wait,
Amazing.
here's the issue I'm having. Garlic bread is toasted. My sheet's gonna be hard as a rock.
But it'll also be warm.
Yeah.
Do you make lasagna mattresses? The garlic bread sheets and blankets?
He does, but into the side of every lasagna is just like barked in like an effigy of Garfield, because otherwise they weren't allowed to sell them.
I'm trying to figure this out though. Like, okay, it's a hot summer day.
Yeah.
You're sweating in
It
that
toasts.
bread. You're sweating in this.
No, the
bread.
bread just toasts.
You're getting this moist bread. This
Yeah.
bread's gonna be getting mold on it 3 days.
No. He sells them very cheap, and you eat them as the day you get them.
As a man who's made some break.
I've
As
made
a
some
man
break.
who's made some bread. How do you make a profit on this? Because that's a lot of fucking flour.
He buys in bulk. Eventually, if you just buy enough flour, it becomes cheaper to throw in the garbage than to use, I think. So.
Alright, so we're gonna get on to the most important question.
No. Whoa.
What?
That's not true. Do you have sourdough?
Yes.
Sick.
Nice.
Sick, I'm back
Now
in.
we're gonna get on to the most
Listen.
important question.
I was in. I was out. I was in. Back out because of what Tyler said. Sourdough. I'm all the way
I
back
need one more
in.
question. How long has your starter been going for?
The sourdough starter or the company?
The sourdough starter.
Few months now.
That's bad.
That's
That's bad bread.
Bad bread.
That's bad bread. I'm back out.
I need something.
If I'm going to invest in your company, I need to know what's your future revenue looking like.
Pretty good.
I think you can. I think you can firmly say that this company will be among the upper crust.
It will really rise to the challenge.
It's a company that's really known for going against the grain.
Alright, so I guess that's everyone's companies. Nobody wins because those were all fucking great.
So we all won.
You all win. You all
Which
win.
means nobody.
Everyone wins.
If everybody's super, nobody is.
I can't handle this right now. I'm gonna give this to Zach for the last Would You Rather of the night.
All right. Keep in mind, this one's the real dumb one.
Yes.
But it is also my favorite one, maybe ever. Would you rather $10,000 put in your bank account every week, or eat both your hands?
Oh.
Which one? Come on, guys.
Money. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna mean up on this one.
when are you going to have another opportunity to eat both your hands?
Whenever I
Any
want.
day.
No, because then you're the crazy person who's like, oh, I had to eat both. Oh, nom, I love them. But if you do it this way, they're like, oh, man, somebody forced you to. You had to eat
It
your
gives
hands.
you
You
an
had a
excuse.
choice.
It gives you an excuse.
It gives
you
you
could
an
lie.
excuse.
You could
Yeah.
lie. You could be like, oh.
I could lie either way. They're like, why'd you just eat your hands, idiot? You're like, the devil made me do it.
Then you go into the insane asylum and what happens to your money?
Jesus.
I'm still making 10 grand a week, getting positive in my bank.
In order to skip the dishes to asylum.
Money.
To get both your hands in? Yeah, skip the dishes.
can't
Bring
order.
me both my hands.
Yeah, you can't order skip the dishes if you don't have hands.
You got nubs.
I use my nose.
I know for a fact my penis works on phone screens. So
I don't really know why you know that, but okay.
Everyone's tried.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I can second that.
Thank you.
They just shut my dick right on the screen. It's like thumbprint red. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, because
Nobody will get this.
if somebody wants me to unlock my phone, it doesn't unlock. Oh no, I don't know what's happening. But then you whip out your schlong and you just slap it on there. It's like,
You're like, hold on.
I know you.
You're like, hold on, give me a minute. It has to be hard.
And I guarantee you, if Corey would have had that, he wouldn't have gotten mugged that one time.
I mean, they probably still would have taken it.
No, he would have been like, the fuck are you doing? And then just stabbed Corey and walked away.
I actually probably would have died because dude definitely had a knife that was pressed to my temple.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I would have
Wait,
whipped out my
wait.
dick and he would have been like, hey!
You think you think he can stab you through the skull?
It was right on my temple.
He was 15.
I was 15!
Zach, he's 15. He still
I-
has that soft baby skull.
Oh yeah, my mistake.
I thought I was gonna
Yeah, your
die!
temple, of course, the 15-year-old soft spot. You hit it, it's just a hard reset button. Alright, does everyone have their answers?
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll start with Cory. Cory?
I'm gonna eat my own hands.
Thank you.
There's literally never any other time where you can just be like, yeah, I had to eat my hands. I had no choice.
Also, that
You had a choice. It
No.
was 10 seconds.
No, shut up. Shut up, you already said it. It's locked in. Trevor?
I'm gonna go with the boring 10 grand.
Damn.
Sorry, I'm a bitch. 10 grand.
Damn it, Tyler.
Me as
I'm
well.
flipping off Zach right now with both hands.
Chris?
Because I'm not gonna fucking eat them.
Nope. I think I'm going to have to go with the 10 grand. Haha, sucks to be you, Cory. You have to eat your hands.
Fuck you.
Fucking got him.
I'm quirky.
Fucking set it all up to you.
Cory.
I'm quirky.
Yeah.
I'm different.
Okay, validation.
Yeah, Cory's the fucking
So
Zoe.
who's name?
I'm not like the other girls.
Oh god, you're exactly like the other girl. Cory's also the kind of girl to say she's not all about that drama, though. So
I don't like drama.
that's why I only hang
That's
out with
why
guys. My deep apologies to girls like that who are listening, but come on.
Wow.
Like,
Come on.
get your shit together.
Like look at
All none of you.
look at yourself in the mirror and come on.
You ever actually do that? Look at yourself in the mirror and go,
When I'm drunk. When I'm drunk.
He's like, alright, dude, get your fucking shit together.
when I'm drunk,
You
every
look at
time
yourself in the
I
mirror
look
when
at
you're drunk.
no, because you look at yourself in the mirror and either turns into
Who is that guy?
what am I doing? This is garbage. So I should kill myself. This is garbage. Or it's like you just look at it, you finger gun it, you just go, "Hey!" and then you walk out. Those are the two options.
or you look at it and you're like, "Oh fuck me!
Oh, yeah,
Oh, fuck me so
yeah,
hard."
you go full. Oh yeah, you go full Buffalo Bill. Yeah, no, it's either finger guns or it's
Where's that death
Why do you
pill?
even live?
Where's
Where my death pill
We
at?
mean death pill.
No, death pills don't work with alcohol. That's the.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
very
good safety
smart.
measure.
Gotta make sure you're sober first before you kill yourself.
That's a good safety
Yeah,
measure.
you won't want someone to get hurt.
Or kill themselves.
Wow. Now I'm not thinking it through. I gotta know they're serious.
Well, that's all we have this week on The Trash Pit. Thank you all for listening. Check out our other podcasts on Trash Fire Radio, and tune in next week to hear all about Zach's debilitating herpes.